Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying the instruction that I'm giving you. So today we're going to be covering the skills learned in the last piece of book 1, Gossec Gavotte. I want to thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. So this is a big one. This is definitely the most technically challenging piece that the student has seen so far. And it is the most technically challenging piece until Gavotte for Meghan in book 2. So that's like 6 or 7 pieces into book 2. So I want to emphasize the most important thing here is getting these skills down and not trying to necessarily play this piece perfectly at first, because it is a stretch of your abilities for sure. So let's get into the skills learned. So there are 6 skills being learned in this piece. The first is this is our first 4-note slur. So I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the famous spot in measure 20. So we have, not only is this our first 4-note slur, but the second skill is that we have 2 slurs in a row. 2 slurs in a row. And then the third skill, all relating to this little spot in measure 20, is the right and the left hand need to be moving at different speeds. So while our left hand needs to be going quickly to be able to play those 16th notes, our left hand needs to be going slowly. So a really good way to practice this is to see how many of those you can get in one bow. So this really forces your hands to kind of dissociate from each other. It's kind of like that thing where you pat your head and rub your stomach. It's exactly that same thing. Our left hand needs to be moving quickly while right hand needs to be moving slowly. I'll let you in on a really good tip for this spot. So right after you play that note, that D, that last 16th note in the first group, you need to pop second finger off so that it's ready to play that low 2. So pop, that is a really good strategy for this spot. So we already covered 3 of the 6 skills. The first 4-note slur, 2 slurs in a row, and then dissociating the right hand from left hand. So right hand is moving slowly and left hand is moving quickly. Next skill. This is our first instance of octaves. So no, we're not playing them at the same time in this piece, but it is a good opportunity just to, if you're a teacher, talk to your student about octaves and, you know, that they should sound the same. A really good way to listen for intonation. Yes, we still have tapes on at this point, but we want to always be preparing the student to get rid of those tapes. So there are several octaves that happen throughout this piece, just in measure 2. Those are octaves, and again in measure 4, there's a bunch of octaves. You can even have the student or yourself go through the piece and circle all the instances of octaves, just so you're really clear that they understand what they are. Fifth skill. This is the first time that we have a pizzicato. So pizzicato basically just means plucking the string. So obviously I'm referring to the very end of the piece where we have this. The bow must lift off of the string and index finger must pop out to be ready for that pizzicato. So with pop. And then finally, the 6th skill. This is not a new skill. We have seen it before. The first time it was introduced was in Minuet 3, but it is really being worked on in this piece, and that is the skill of stopping the bow before the slur. So this is really important for that beginning of the slur to be clear. So this happens several times throughout this piece, but specifically in like the last 2 lines, starting in measure 25, where we have a lot of those like quarter notes followed by 4/16 notes. This skill is especially useful there. Another little practice hack or practice technique for this piece is to stop your bow between all the slurs. So for instance, if I started in measure 25, so This really helps organize left and right hand. Especially when we have a lot of string crossings, this is a really, really good practice technique. So those are the skills learned in Gossec Gavotte. First, 4-note slur, 2 slurs in a row, dissociating the speeds of the hand, so left hand moving quickly, right hand moving slowly. First octave, first pizzicato, and 6, not really new, but really being worked on is stopping the bow before the slur. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about this video, or if you have any video requests that you would like to see on my channel, please do not hesitate to leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.